Welcome back to the Museum of Aquarium and Pet History. And okay, so today I have this little bag, and you never see me open bags because I'm always afraid I'm going to rip whatever's inside. And trust me, I have done it before. But this was really interesting. I know what this was when it came in. So I just thought I would show you guys because we have a huge t-shirt collection. So if you guys have a t-shirt at your store, if you have a pet shop, send us one of your t-shirts and it goes in the t-shirt collection. And eventually we're going to do a whole monograph of t-shirts from the pet industry. But this is MagFloat. And I'm sure some of you old timers know MagFloat was the first floating magnet. So you had these algae magnets where you had the one magnet on the outside of the tank, one on the inside, front and back, and you would basically get the algae off your tank without getting your hands wet. Well, the problem was sometimes the magnets would come loose on the inside and go to the bottom of the tank, in which you had to reach all the way in and get your hand wet to get the magnet out. Well, this company came out with a floating magnet. So when the magnet broke loose, it floated at the top of the tank. Brilliant, brilliant idea. So this was a t-shirt for MagFloat, a company that I thought was very, very cool, and I believe still around. So, but if I'm wrong, you could tell me, because trust me, I know you'll tell me if I'm wrong. So this is from my good friend Nigel, who never disappoints. And this is going to just knock your socks off because it's always, this is museum stuff. And this is very expensive. Very, very expensive. A lot of the things that I get, he's never seen. And he's been a picker over in Europe his whole life. And anything pet related is not common. You could find lots of beer stuff. You could find lots of candy stuff. You could find other items except pet. Pet is just not common. There was not a lot of POP, point of purchase, or advertising signs in pet. That's why even American pet signs, like the dog food signs, they just go for crazy, ridiculous money. And you got to be really careful now because they're selling dog food signs that are reproductions. And they're basically not saying that they're old, they're not saying that they're new. They're just saying, hey, look at this cool sign, this is how much it costs. So they're doing it not to get in trouble, but you can believe me, they're not old. If it's truly old, you will see rust on it, and not just where the little connection is. Like they're even taking the little round things on the corners and they're rusting those out, so it looks like the sign's old, but no, it's not. And I've seen 2 or 3 people do this, and again, they don't say it's an antique. They say it's like vintage, or they might say vintage style. Okay, so when you get a cardboard sign and you see all this damage on the back, see how terribly water stained that is? But this is Victoria dog biscuits. Spillers, this is from Spillers and Bakers Limited. This is when Spillers was with Bakers Limited. So that happened in the 1800s. So this is an 1800 sign that has been around for over 125 years and still survived. He's never seen this before. I mean, he found it, never seen it before. Obviously, this will go on the site as a restoration project, and you'll see it now the way it is, and then you'll see it after Lynn has restored it. But you've got a boar's eye, you've got a bloodhound, you've got the vintage style looking poodle, pheasants, which were big pets at one time, bulldogs. Oh, you got all kinds of stuff. This is a great one. A rooster. I love this. Victoria poultry food as well. So dog biscuits, very old. And there's another one in here. Oh. Old Calabar midgets. This is when they started making dog food into like little small tiny biscuits for very small little lap dogs. For all small dogs as a change for all small dogs and as a change for large breeds. Strange. And they didn't, again, this is burlap sack. That's what they ship these. That's your 50-pound bag of dog food. Came in a burlap sack like that. Very, very cool. So I love that. All right. So that's that one. Let me see. Okay. This is one, and I've probably bought this before. I don't know why I keep buying these. I guess I'm just a sucker for something that's not very expensive. And it's vintage and it's new old stock. And it's also so strange. Sargent's is really a company that was started by a veterinarian in Virginia in the 1800s. And he named it after his dog, Sargent, which I believe was a German Shepherd. And he made all kinds of dog remedies, which were very popular. And then I just found this out, that in the 30s, actually 1926, Hart's Mountain bought him out, I guess. I mean, I'd have to really look at that and see if that's true or not. But one of the articles said that Hart's Mountain bought him in 1926, which would be amazing. But then since 2000, they've been owned by private equity groups. And they very seldomly got into fish products. I mean, this was a very short-lived thing for them to do anything for aquarium. But this was like a little baby fish saver, is what this was. Where you put the little female fish in there, she drops her babies, and they go to the bottom in a safe zone where she cannot eat them. So that is a little Sargent's product, and it's very, very cool. I don't see these very often because Sargent's was so short-lived in the fish industry. All right, and that's it. Again, folks, I'll see you again next week.